What's up, fellas? What's up? Get this music turned down. All right, we're good. We're good. How we doing, baby? A little Monday Night Football, Raiders and Chargers. As always, guys, we're gonna talk through tonight's Showdown slate, answer any questions you have, break it all down, talk about lineup builds, roster construction, ownership. I have ownership projections. If you guys want any questions answered about those, if you want to see ownership on a player, I can answer that for you. But appreciate all you guys being here. What's up, Shy? What's up, Victor? What's up, Hansi? What's up, fellas? Mike Williams pops off tonight. It's his birthday. Hey, if you want to buy into the narrative street, yeah, there you go. Mike Williams' birthday. I didn't even know that, but it is Mike Williams' birthday today, supposedly. So, narrative street there for you. Hope you're having a good day, Noah. Hey, Blake. Hope you are too, my man. Hope you are too. I'm having a pretty good day. If for those of you that didn't know, I had a really, really good day yesterday on Yahoo. Finished third place in their big $1 million tournament. It was a $1 million tournament, 100K to first. I got third place for 25K. So it was a pretty good day for me yesterday, specifically on Yahoo. Draftkings didn't go very well. FanDuel didn't go very well, but I did really well on Yahoo. I got the lineup right here. Hold up, I'm gonna put it on the main monitor. So this was my lineup yesterday. I played 150 lineups in the big $1 million tournament on Yahoo. Finished third place, 25K. I told you guys in the stream yesterday, in the live stream before lot yesterday, I told you about, Sam Darnold, the Panthers-Cowboys game. Like, that was one of my highest owned stacks on Yahoo, and surely enough, it was a Sam Darnold, DJ Moore stack, run back with Ezekiel Elliott was kind of the winning stack, and then I had a little mini correlated stack of DK Metcalf and Deebo Samuel. Had Najee Harris, who was a core play. He was one of my highest owned players on Yahoo, and then I had Tyreek Hill, Evan Ingram and the Buffalo Bills defense. And it was crazy sweat too, because I didn't really think I had any lineups near the top. Like, I was just kind of watching the games. I was, I was looking at my winnings. Every time I knew Najee Harris, like, he was one of my highest owned players. I knew, anytime he would get points, it was probably going to be good for me. And he started getting a couple catches, and I just kept seeing my winnings go up and up and up. And then Najee scored a touchdown with like a couple minutes left in the game, and my winnings shot up from like 10,000 to like 20-something thousand. So I pulled up the leaderboard, and I saw I was in 6th place at the time. So I knew that I needed Najee to get me some points. The only guy ahead of me that had Najee was the guy that finished first. So I couldn't pass him because he had Najee as well. So I wasn't going to be able to get first, but I could have got second if Najee would have got a few more points on the last drive of the game. But he got like a 5-yard catch on the last drive of the game on the first play. That shot me up from 6th to 3rd place. And then Ben threw an interception the play after that, so I couldn't get to second. But if I would have got a few more from Najee on that last drive, I could have got 2nd place for $50K. But hey, we'll take it, man. It was my biggest DFS win ever. I've won $10K twice. I won $10K on Yahoo for their NBA Cup a couple years ago. Obviously, I won the Prize Picks Live Final. That was for $10K. But this is my biggest DFS win ever. Overall, I think I profited like $28K on the day. Because I had a lot of other lineups, in the tournament too that cashed, but this was the one that, obviously won me a lot of money. So yeah, it was a good day yesterday, man, but we got a showdown slate to talk about tonight. I'm not going to go too crazy on this showdown slate, even though I had a big win yesterday. I'm going to be playing my normal volume tonight. I'm probably not going to play much volume at all. I rarely do on these showdown slates. Keenan Allen, a lock at captain. I mean, I wouldn't say Keenan Allen's like a lock at captain. There's so many other guys that are captain viable. Mike Williams, Austin Eckler, Darren Waller, Peyton Barber. If Josh Jacobs is out, I think could be captain viable. But if I'm playing one lineup tonight, Keenan Allen would probably be my captain. And I think for like maybe single entry cash games, I probably would be playing Keenan Allen at captain. There's no reason Keenan Allen should be 8,800. When Mike Williams should not be 10,200 and Keenan Allen 8,800. If anything, those prices should be flip-flopped. Like, Keenan Allen still leads the Chargers in target share. He's still getting a ton of volume every week, so he's definitely underpriced in my opinion. Congratulations on the big win. I appreciate it, Alvin. Appreciate that, man. What's good with it, Noah? Hill and Debo saved my backside yesterday, but congrats on your big day. Yeah, Hill and Debo were big for me as well. Tyreek Hill was one of my highest owned players on Yahoo. I think it was Najee Harris, DJ Moore, Tyreek Hill were like 3 of my highest owned players. And, sure enough, all 3 of them were in my winning lineup. I mean, I knew after the 1 o'clock games, I knew I was going to be in pretty good shape because I had like a lot of Sam Darnold. I had a lot of Tyreek Hill. I had a lot of DJ Moore. I knew I was probably going to have some lineups that had a shot at winning. I just didn't really know until like the last few minutes of that Packers game that I had a lineup, that was good enough to take second pretty much. Came up just short of second, but we'll take 3rd place. Congrats, Noah, saw the tweet. Thank you. Thank you for everyone that, on Twitter as well. If you said congrats, I appreciate it. Zay Jones so appealing with all these guys priced up at the top. Yeah, I mean, but just Zay Jones, like, not involved enough, I don't think. Like, he's barely been targeted, like, this whole season. I think he's only seen, like, 2 targets on the year. He had that touchdown catch in overtime in week 1 in that Monday night game. And then, like, after that, he's done nothing. I mean, he's seen 3 targets the entire season. Like, his snap percentage as well, like, he's not really on the field that much. He played 23% of the snaps week 1, 17% of the snaps week 2, and then last week, 27% of the snaps. So, I mean, he's super cheap, but I don't think I'm playing Zay Jones. I'd rather play, like, Jalen Guyton before I would play Zay Jones. Jalen Guyton's at least, he's running more routes. He's on the field more. If I was going to play a cheap receiver, it would probably be him instead of Zay Jones. Allen captain with Herbert, Eckler, Waller, Renfro, Roundtree. Oh, God, Roundtree? I haven't even looked at Roundtree. I mean, he's 1K. Let's see his snap percentage. I mean, he's probably going to get a few touches, but, I mean, you expect Eckler to be, like, the workhorse back, and they still have Justin Jackson as well that they'll give some touches to. Roundtree, last 2 weeks, 14 and 17% of the snaps, 2 touches and 4 touches. I mean, yeah, I don't think I'd be playing Roundtree, man. If you can get up to Jalen Guyton, I would say just play Jalen Guyton. Josh Jacobs in tonight? I don't think we know yet, but we should know very soon. Oh, yeah, so Josh Jacobs is active. So, yeah, Josh Jacobs is playing. Which, man, Now that Josh Jacobs is playing, I just don't really know what I want to do with the Raiders running backs. I don't even know if I want to play him. Because with Josh Jacobs active, I expect Jacobs to obviously get some touches. I think they're still going to involve Peyton Barber, especially with how well he played last week. And I think Kenyon Drake will still get some touches. Like, it could be a three-headed committee at running back for the Raiders. So I don't know if I'm going to be playing any Raiders running backs now that Jacobs is active. OBJ bust? I mean, yeah, OBJ was not good. Yes, I wouldn't say OBJ was bad. Like, if you actually watched the game, like, he had plenty of opportunity to put up a big game. Like, there was a play where OBJ was wide open and Baker Mayfield, like, threw it behind him. So, OBJ I think he was a good play yesterday. He was probably a little bit over-owned. I think his ownership was pretty high on DK, and I played him in my main DK lineup, but he had the opportunity was there, man. Baker Mayfield was just not good yesterday. He couldn't connect on anything. We think about Foster Moreau, tight end for the Raiders. I don't think I'd be playing Foster Moreau on this slate. I mean, he's another guy that just doesn't get enough opportunity, really. Maybe he gets a couple targets, but he's gonna be touchdown or bust. Like, if he doesn't catch a touchdown, he's probably gonna score like less than 5 Draftkings points. I mean, so far this year he's played about 50% of the snaps, but I think he's blocking mainly. I don't know if he's a guy that actually runs a lot of routes. So, yeah, I don't think I'd be playing Foster Moreau. Again, I would probably just rather play Jalen Guyton. I mean, Jalen Guyton is on the field for, 60% of the snaps? He's actually running routes, and he's a guy that has, big play upside. So hard to make a lineup because both teams have great productions from their main guys, and I can't fit it all in one lineup. Yeah, that's always the tough part about Showdown. You always, the guys at the top, you're probably going to have. I mean, it's very likely that, like, 3 of these 6 guys up here are going to be in the winning lineup between Herbert, Carr, Mike Williams, Eckler, Waller, Allen. Like, probably 3 of those 6, if not 4 of those 6, are going to be in the winning lineup. It just comes down to which cheap guy or which, like, mid-range cheap guy does well. That's usually what it always comes down to on these Showdown slates. What do you think about Justin Jackson? I mean, I guess if I had to play a cheap Chargers backup running back, it probably would be him. Like, he's only $200. So he got 5 touches week 2. He got 2 touches last week. I mean, I don't think Justin Jackson's going to get many touches at all, but he's $200. So if he can get you like 4 or 5 Draftkings points, he could be fine. I mean, I guess if you need a $200 player, he'd probably be my first click, but I don't really think I'm going to play anyone this cheap. I think Jalen Guyton's the cheapest I would go. Once you get past Jalen Guyton, there's just not much I really like down there. Like, a lot of these guys just don't have any upside, and they're just not involved enough. So, cheapest captain you recommend for a big tournament? I mean, in the Millie Maker, like a large field GPP like that, I mean, you could literally play anyone at captain. Like, you could play Jalen Guyton at captain. It's very likely that doesn't work out, but you can you can do whatever you want in a big field tournament like that. You want to probably play like a cheap captain, a guy that, is going to be lower owned. And Jalen Guyton does have, like, big play upside. Like, he could break off a long touchdown catch. Not saying he's going to, but the possibility is there, I guess. Like, he's probably the cheapest I would go at captain, but I don't think I'm going to go cheap at captain that much on this slate. Who is injured today? Josh Jacobs was questionable, but he's in now. So that's official that Josh Jacobs is playing. So that's really all we needed. And like I said earlier, now that Josh Jacobs is playing, man, I don't know if I'm going to roster any Raiders running backs. Roundtree, touchdown or bust. I mean, really, like, all those guys down there. Like, all these cheap guys like Foster Moreau, Donald Parham, Zay Jones, like, all these guys are touchdown or bust pretty much. If they don't score a touchdown, they're probably scoring, like, less than 5 Draftkings points. Congratulations, Noah. Well-deserved. Any prize picks? Thanks as always. Let's see. I mean, I've took a couple of things on prize picks already today. Like, I took Austin Eckler's receiving yards earlier, but they've changed that. Like, it was 33.5, and now it's gone up to 42.5, so I don't know if I like that one as much. One pick I do like, though, see, Bryan Edwards, his receptions was at 2.5, and now it's at 3. I would have liked to have gotten it at 2.5, but I think 3 receptions over for Bryan Edwards is fine. But, like, in my video, I gave out over on Derek Carr fantasy points, over on Justin Herbert fantasy points. I still like both of those. I like both quarterbacks in this game. It's a high total game. It's projected to be a shootout. So I think both quarterbacks go over their fantasy point projections. But a lot of the projections on prize picks today feel pretty accurate. I'm not going too heavy on prize picks today just because most of the projections feel really accurate. So that's just a few that I like, I guess. I don't want to give out picks just to give them out. Like, I want to give out picks that I'm actually, somewhat confident in. Is the play to go Carr naked? I mean, you could, I guess. I don't know if that's something that I would do. Like, I don't know if in my Derek Carr lineups, I'm probably going to have at least one Raiders pass catcher in them. But Derek Carr does, I mean, I don't want to say he spreads the ball around because he does really lock in on Darren Waller, but there's at least a possibility that Derek Carr throws 3 touchdowns tonight and that they all go to different players. Maybe Waller catches 1, maybe Ruggs catches 1, maybe Renfro catches 1. So I guess you could play Carr by himself, but if I'm playing the quarterbacks, I usually try and get at least one pass catcher with them. Congrats on the win. Patterson and Knox were my sleepers yesterday as they were low owned. Yeah, Dawson Knox, man, he's been crushing. And Cordell Patterson, yeah, the Cordell Patterson thing was just so weird. I mean, pretty sure he only played like 30% of the snaps yesterday. Cordell Patterson did, and he scored 3 freaking touchdowns. Like, that was just the biggest like outlier game there could possibly be. And the funny thing is the Falcons are not on the main slate for next week, so I was hoping that the Falcons would be on the main slate and then everyone would play Cordell Patterson and I would fade him. But the Falcons play in London next week, so they're not on the main slate. But yeah, Cordell Patterson, man, if you played him, like, go buy a lottery ticket because that was like the luckiest shit I've ever seen. He played 30% of the snaps and he scored 3 touchdowns. I mean, just so fluky. But hey, sometimes when DFS, man, you got to get lucky. And I definitely got lucky yesterday for sure. Logan Thomas over Schultz really killed me. However, I managed to only be down by 6.4 points. Do you think Vegas can hold Mike Williams under 6 points? God, Matthew, probably not. But best of luck, my man. Best of luck. What is Drake's ownership? It's probably going to be really low, especially now that Josh Jacobs is active. I assume Drake is like getting no ownership. I don't think I would play Drake either. Right now, his projected ownership is, let's see. So total ownership, captain plus flex for Kenyon Drake is 16%, and I feel like it'll probably be lower than that. Like, I don't think, at 5,400 with Jacobs active now, I don't think anyone's playing Kenyon Drake. Who's your best punt play today? I mean, for me, it's probably Jalen Guyton, just because he's getting opportunity. He's on the field for 50, 60% of the snaps. He's running routes. He's a guy that has big play upside. He's probably only going to get a few targets, but if you can somehow get, one of those targets to be a long touchdown, then, you're golden. So Jalen Guyton's probably my favorite punt play. Hunter Renfro or Bryan Edwards for flex? I think I'd go Hunter Renfro there, Tony. But those two are definitely close. I mean, they project so closely. But I think I'd give the edge to Renfro. Jared Cook at captain? I don't think I'd be doing that. Like, I just don't know if Jared Cook has enough upside to be a winning captain. He's obviously, for him to be a winning captain, he's going to have to score a touchdown, if not multiple touchdowns. But he's coming in with super low ownership in the captain spot. I don't think I'd be playing Jared Cook at captain. I have 6K left. Who do I draft? 6K for the flex. I would probably say Hunter Renfro. So that would be my pick there. I took Austin Eckler to score a touchdown on prize picks. I like that, Victor. Is it receiving plus rushing, or is it... Okay, it's just touchdown. So even if he gets a rushing touchdown or a receiving touchdown, it won't matter. So either one of the two. Yeah, I like that pick. I mean, it's a game with a 50-plus total. You got to think the Chargers are going to be scoring multiple touchdowns tonight, and there's a good possibility that Eckler finds the end zone at least once. It's fluky the Falcons could even score 3 touchdowns. I guess that's kind of true. Falcons, man, they had their good years, and their good years are definitely behind them now. I mean, I think Matt Ryan's about at this point where he's about to hang them up. I'll be interested to see, what quarterback the Falcons get in the draft, maybe, if they try and go after a quarterback at some point. I don't even know who's the backup quarterback for the Falcons. Is like, last time I remember, it was like Matt Schwab. I don't even know if he's still in the league. If he's still the backup quarterback for the Falcons, I mean, that's funny. I think it's Felipe Franks, actually, if I remember correctly. Ruggs a lock at flex today? I mean, man, nobody's a lock. Like, nobody's ever a lock to do well. I mean, I do like Ruggs in the mid-range, but to say he's a lock, yeah, that's just not true. But between Ruggs, Renfrow, Bryan Edwards, like between those three guys, I think that's the big decision of this slate. You're probably going to be playing one of those three. It just comes down to which one do you play. I think Ruggs is my favorite of those three. But God, man, it's a coin flip between those three receivers. I would probably rank them Ruggs number 1, Renfrow 2, and then Edwards 3. Is it okay to leave 1.4K on the table? I have Waller captain with Carr, Keenan Allen, Bryan Edwards, Renfrow, and Cook. I think that's fine, Grant. I think that's definitely fine to leave salary on the table. I mean, 1.4K, like, that's really not that much. Like, you'll see sometimes winning lineups will leave 2,000, 3,000 on the table. That's always a good way to be a little bit different, be a little bit more contrarian. Would you put a quarterback as a captain today? I rarely play quarterbacks at captain on Draftkings, unless it's like Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, those guys. So I don't know if I'd be playing a quarterback at captain on this slate. I think on FanDuel and on Yahoo, where the scoring is different, the salaries are different, I think it's a lot. You can play quarterbacks at captain on FanDuel and Yahoo because it's just a different roster build there. You're just basically trying to get the highest scoring player in your captain spot, and quarterbacks are always going to be the highest scoring or highest projected players. But like on DraftKings with different salaries, with scoring being different, like on DraftKings you get the 100-yard bonus for receivers, you get the 100-yard rushing bonus for running backs, you get full PPR scoring on DraftKings. Receivers and running backs tend to be a lot more valuable on DK, in the captain spot at least. You know if Christian McCaffrey is expected to play this week? I can't tell you, Matthew. I don't think he is. I think he's going to be out a couple weeks, but I really don't know. I think the Panthers play the Eagles this week. So yeah, that's a good spot for McCaffrey if he's able to play. Best DFS content, Noah. Come on, peeps, hit the like button. Thoughts on Cook at captain to fit in studs? Yeah, we said it earlier, Joseph. I don't think I'd be playing Jared Cook at captain. Like, I just don't know if he has enough upside to be a winning captain. In order for Jared Cook to be the winning captain tonight, he's going to have to score probably multiple touchdowns. Because I just don't know if he has like 100 yards in him. I don't think we're ever going to see Jared Cook get 100 receiving yards. So you're going to need like a 5 catches, 50 yards, 2 touchdowns type of game from Cook. And could that happen? Absolutely. But I don't know if I'd be going there at captain. But I appreciate the kind of words, man. And yeah, guys, hit the like button if you haven't yet. Falcons should have taken Fields this year. Were they able to get him? I can't remember. Did they pass on Justin Fields? If they did, that's probably stupid of them. Also on Justin Herbert at captain. Again, like, I don't think I'm going to play quarterbacks at captain too much on this slate. I think I'm more focused on the receivers and the running backs. So Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, Darren Waller, Ruggs. I think those are the guys I'm looking to at captain. Making my PrizePicks account, how long does it take for them to verify your ID picture? I don't know, Lil Brad, because I did not, when I signed up, I didn't have to put in ID, so I can't tell you there. I don't know. What's a cheap captain so I have room for studs? I mean, I would think the cheapest that I would probably be going at captain would be like a Jalen Guyton. I don't feel great about playing him at captain, but I think he is at least captain viable. But I think like Henry Ruggs gives you upside, and he is definitely someone you could use at captain. Even like Hunter Renfrow, I think is fine to use at captain. But if you're looking for just cheapest captain that I think is viable, would probably be like Jalen Guyton. Which quarterback should I fade? I mean, I think in my lineup, I'm probably going to play both quarterbacks tonight. But if you only made me choose one of the two, I would prefer Justin Herbert. I think Renfrow will be better than Ruggs. He gets the most targets. I mean, yeah, but the target difference between Ruggs and Renfrow really isn't much. I mean, Ruggs has seen 19 targets through 3 games. Renfrow has seen, let's see, 6, 22. So Renfro's gotten 3 more targets than Ruggs through 3 games. Like, I don't think that's much of a difference. I mean, I think the floor on Renfrow is higher. Like, I think Renfrow is a lot more likely to score 10 DraftKings points tonight. I think Ruggs is a lot more likely to score 25. Like, so if you said who scores 25, it would be Ruggs. Like, if I needed someone to get me 10, it would probably be like Renfrow, if that makes any sense. I think Renfrow is safer. I think Ruggs gives you more upside just because he's got big play upside. He can break off a long touchdown run, whereas Ruggs, Renfrow more of a like quick slants, doesn't run a lot of deep routes, so his upside is just not as high, I would say. Brian Edwards or Henry Ruggs? Give me Ruggs over Edwards. I mean, Edwards is fine as well, but I think I'd give the edge to Henry Ruggs. Allen at captain with Herbert, Eckler, Cook, Guyton, and Waller. I mean, that's very Charger heavy, Ryan. So in order for that to work out, I mean, you're probably going to need like the Chargers to win big, which could happen. But that's a solid lineup, I think. But in order for that lineup to work out, you're pretty much hoping for like a big Chargers win, basically. You're hoping for them to win by like 3 touchdowns. If you had to pick one, Eckler or Waller, man, Thomas, I mean, that's so close. So let's look at the projection between those two. So Austin Eckler's projected for 19.8. Waller's projected for 18.3 on DraftKings. So if you side with the projections, I would say Austin Eckler. But man, those guys, that's a coin flip for me. Willie Snead? God, I don't think I have any interest in Willie Snead. I mean, I didn't even know that Willie Snead was on the Raiders. Yeah, he's barely played. He played 2 snaps in week 1. He played 4 snaps in week 2, and he played 5 snaps in week 3. So Willie Snead, I mean, he's barely on the field to begin with. Has he even been targeted this year? He's been targeted twice. Yeah, I don't think I'd be playing Willie Snead. Just doesn't get enough playing time. Jacobs at captain viable? I mean, that's risky, Kushlash, just because we don't really know what kind of workload we're going to get from Jacobs tonight. Like, I don't think there's been any report like on how many touches we can expect him to get. Like, the last update we got was that he was active, but there's no report on, you know, if he's going to see a full workload, if he's going to be on any sort of limit. We don't really know how much they're going to involve Peyton Barber, Kenyon Drake. I think Josh Jacobs will be a very low-owned captain. So for that, you could play him a captain, I guess, but I don't have much confidence in Jacobs tonight. He's officially in, Jacobs is playing. But we don't know, you know, if he's going to be full go or not. That's a guess pretty much. I played Patterson. Hey, if you played Cordell Patterson yesterday, go buy yourself a lottery ticket. I'll say that. Because you got very lucky. Eckler at captain. I have Carr, Guyton, Renfro, Ruggs, Mike Williams. So Eckler at captain with Carr, Guyton, Renfro, Ruggs, Mike Williams. I mean, I think that's pretty solid, Alvin. I think that's a pretty solid lineup. Carr for over 6.5 rushing yards. Man, I don't think I'd be touching that one. So Carr got 6 rushing yards week 1, 9 rushing yards week 2, and then -2 last week. Remember that if you do roster quarterbacks rushing yards, if they take a knee like in the game, that does count as negative rushing yards. So just remember that. But yeah, I don't know if I'd be touching that one, Lil Bry. Just because with a quarterback like Derek Carr that doesn't really run much, I know it's a very low number, but Derek Carr, there's a possibility that he doesn't scramble at all tonight. So you never know. It's so risky to bet on quarterbacks that don't run. Bet on their rushing yards when they don't run. It's like the same thing with Tom Brady. Like, I know Tom Brady always has a really low rushing yard projection on Prize Picks. So sometimes you could bet the over and it works out, but a lot of times he's going to get like no rushing yards because he doesn't scramble. All right, guys, if you got any last minute questions, you can go ahead and throw them in chat. But we're going to end the stream here shortly. Been live for about 30 minutes or so. So any last minute questions, throw them in chat. And I'm going to wrap up things just here in a little bit. But as always, guys, I appreciate you being here. Make sure to hit the like button before we end the stream. Appreciate all the likes, as always. Barber and Drake unplayable now. I'm kind of leaning that way, Kushlash. I'm kind of leaning that way. If I'm playing one lineup tonight, I don't think I'm playing any Raiders running backs. Just because, for one, their price tags are up because, I think DraftKings was, anticipating Jacobs being out. So if they were cheap, like if Barber was like $4K, I think he'd be fine. But at $6,800, man, it's tough to pay that price tag for him now that Jacobs is active. And then same thing could be said for Drake. Allen captain, Herbert, Carr, Renfro, Cook, Carlson. Allen captain with Herbert, Carr, Renfro. Man, that was pretty solid, Tony. What's your favorite Prize Picks play tonight? We mentioned it earlier. I like going over on both quarterbacks. So over on Justin Herbert fantasy points, over on Derek Carr fantasy points. Those are 2 picks I like on Prize Picks. It's just, again, it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's got a high total. It's projected to be close. So that's one pick I like. I mean, there's some other ones you could take, but I would say these are my two like picks that I like the most, that I'm most confident in. Can you play Carr solo? I mean, normally when I play quarterbacks, if it's not like an elite rushing quarterback, I tend to try and pair them with a pass catcher. So like, I usually want to get a pass catcher with my quarterback, unless it's like a, you know, Lamar Jackson or something that can, you know, do everything himself pretty much. But I would say if you are playing the quarterbacks, try and get a pass catcher for each one. Renfro or Ruggs at single entry captain, or captain single entry. I would say Ruggs. I think Ruggs just gives you more upside. It gives you more big play ability. Hit that like button for you, Noah. Appreciate the help. Good luck tonight. Hey, good luck to you as well, Tank. Good luck to you as well. You like Zay Jones? I'm not interested in Zay Jones. He's just not involved enough, doesn't get targeted enough. He's not on the field enough to where I think he'd be worth rostering. He's touchdown or bust. If Zay Jones doesn't catch a touchdown like he did in week 1, he's probably going to score like 0, or maybe he'll get like 1 catch. But unless he catches a long touchdown or something, it's very unlikely that Zay Jones is putting up any DK points just because they don't involve him enough. I mean, he's like the 5th, 6th option on the Raiders at this point. All right, guys, I'm going to end the stream here. Appreciate you being here as always. Hit the like button before you do get out of here, and best of luck on tonight's slate, guys. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. Best of luck, fellas. Best of luck tonight.